to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Sonia and I would love it if you could subscribe. And if you're already an existing subscriber, welcome back. So today is going to be my 10th update for my Pan That palette. So in this update I have an eyeshadow palette and I have a face palette, and I also have a 1 month one palette as well. And I know in my recent updates for my project pan and going forward, I have said I'm not going to put in any new products into my projects, and the only exception to that rule is I'm going to put in another 1 month one palette as well, just for the next month, because it gives me a chance to use some of my other eyeshadow palettes in my collection. Okay, so we're going to get into the update. I'm going to start with my face palette because I always start with that. The face palette I'm panning is the Kat Von D Shade and Light Contour palette. So what I will do on the screen now is I will put a picture of what it looked like last update, and then I will put a picture of what it looks like this update. So I like to do that just because it's a good comparison for you to see how much it has been used over the past month since the last update. And I will say it hasn't been used a huge amount, mainly because for a lot of my projects I will most probably say the same thing. It's just I haven't been well, and work has just been so busy that on my lunch breaks, when I usually put my makeup on, I have just had other things I've needed to do around the house, and I'm going back into the office more often now as well. And this is just a step that it's just an extra additional step in the morning, which I cut out. So this is the palette, and this is what it looks like. You will have seen the photo anyway, but this is my progress. So as you can see, I have a lot of pan in this one now. I don't see myself unfortunately hitting pan in this next update. I just can't see myself having pan in that one by the end of the year, which is a shame, but you know what, that's fine. And the powders as well, so I can't see myself finishing these by the end of the year. My overall goal to begin with this palette was to have it all finished apart from these. So these four here, because these two are just a little bit too dark for me, so I was just trying to focus on these four, and then soon realised that the contour powders were definitely more hard pressed than the powders. I kind of changed what I wanted from this palette by the end of the year, and it was to hit pan in these two and finish these. So yeah, I'm not going to be able to achieve it most probably, but you know what, I'm just happy that I've had some use on this, because prior to putting it in this project this year, it had no use whatsoever for the past few years, and I will continue to keep using this outside of my project, because a little bit of a spoiler, but that isn't going to be my face palette I'll be panning next year. I will just be actively using it outside of it and trying to finish it. So I use this 6 times. Not great, I know, but I have at least expanded the pan in this, so really happy with that. And I do think I have expanded it a little bit in those, not a huge amount, but a little bit. So no, I am really happy that I'm still at least getting some progress on this. Yeah, I would have liked to have had those powders done by the end of the year and panning both with the contours, but you know what, it's fine. This is the first time I'm actually panning a face palette, so I'm still happy with the progress I've got on that. Okay, so the eyeshadow palette I am panning is this by I Heart Revolution, and it's the Angel Heart palette. Sorry, you can see the reflection from my ring light. So again, what I will do on the screen is I'll put a picture of what it looked like last update. So what I will say is I do think this is the most exciting progress out of the two palettes. Whether it's exciting to you or not, I don't know, but I have managed to hit pan in another shadow, and it is the shadow I wanted to hit pan in. So we have pan in this one now, and now I'm trying to focus on this one down here. So what I would like is to have pan in this one by the end of the year, and then I would have finished 2, and then I would have panned 5. So overall, I know technically have pan in 7, but I did finish 2 of them. No, sorry, 6, because I think one of these already had pan. What I am going to do next update is I'm going to put a picture of what it looked like at the beginning of the year and then towards the end of the year, just so you can see as well, because I think sometimes it's okay to do it like update by update, but I think just really seeing the progress from the beginning of the year to like the end, I think that's going to be really good. So I remember I did already have pan in this one, so technically panned 6 and finished 2. Hopefully by the end of the year that'll be the case, because to be fair, I can't see me having a problem panning this one, because I don't know if you can see, but it's already getting a dip in it. So I used this 5 times. not a huge amount, I know. To be fair, this is going to be something I am going to try and focus on the next month, because I would like to try and see how much I can get in this. And I did finish my eyeshadow in my project 10 uses. I got my 10 uses on that, so this has been the one I have been using since that. And I know I do have my 1-month-1 palette, but that really is just if I want to use something different. So for the next month I will be focusing solely on this, and I can't see me having a problem with using this one. This one, it actually comes out a lot darker on your eye, and I'll just see with the rest, I'll see what I can do. Like I said, 5 uses, not great, but I will tell you how many uses for each of them, because I do tally that up. So I used this one a further 3 times and this was done. So we did have a little bit of product in this last update, but this one's gone now. And like I said, 3 uses. I then used this a further 2 more times to get pan in it. I don't know if you can see because it's really difficult, but it does have pan, so I used that 2 more times. I used this one twice, so this one already had pan, but I just wanted to use it for my look. I've used this one twice and I've used this one once. So again, these 2 already had pan in it, but I just wanted to use it for the look. I can't see me having a problem panning that, and I also just need to give myself a pat on the back that I finished this as well. So yeah, I'm really happy with the progress of this. Again, my first view of this was to have it completely done, and then towards, I think it was about maybe September, maybe last update, I just decided, you know what, maybe it might be best to just try and achieve hitting pan on them, because I know I finished 2, which is really good, but there's no way I'm going to be able to finish the rest of them. But this will stay in my collection. I like this palette, and maybe this might be something that might appear again in the future to completely finish. So that is my eyeshadow palette update. And then we have my 1-month-1 palette. So I picked the Too Faced Pumpkin Spice palette. I love this palette. I'm wearing this palette today, and I used the green colours in it actually. I used Sweetie Pie and then Fall Vibes. So I used these 2. So I love this palette, like I've just said. I love it. I love every shade in this. It just makes me so happy. I love Too Faced formula. It's one of my favourites. There was absolutely no doubt that this would be staying in my collection. So I also use my 1-month-1 palette as an opportunity to see if it's a palette I want to keep in my collection. And yeah, this one is definitely staying. Love the formula, love the colour story, just love this palette. So if you haven't seen my videos before, what I do now is I look at my spreadsheet of my eyeshadows, whether that be my palettes, individuals, I have it all in one, and I choose the numbers and I randomly generate a number and choose that palette. So it's not a palette I choose, it's just randomly generated. So this hasn't changed for a while because I really need to do an updated inventory. I've really slacked the past few months, so I really need to do that, but I will do that. I think, like I mentioned before, I think what I would like to do is maybe do like a updated makeup collection and inventory video series. If you'd like to see that, I think I might start doing that January, so keep an eye out for those. I love watching those. I think it'll just be good for you to see what's new added to my collection as well, because I did one, I think it was around this time last year on my channel, so I think it'll be good for you to see what's new in my collection. It's between 2 and 70 now. I've obviously added 1 to it now, so it's between 2 and 70. Hopefully you can see this. So we got 13. So what's 13? Okay, so I'm going to randomly generate again because it was the Primark Berry Velvets palette, which is the palette I think I actually used not this update but last update. So I'm gonna spin again because I don't want to be using the same palette. So we've got 45. Ooh, okay. So what I'll do now is I'll go and get that palette and I will show you on here what palette we'll be using for the next month, and I'm excited. I'm excited. Okay, so I'm back, and the palette that I randomly generated was this from Natasha Denona, and it is the Mini Love palette. So this is a palette I've not even used yet, so I'm excited to bring it out and try it. And this is what it looks like. So definitely me colours, definitely colours that I can wear at this time of year as well. And this will be used when I need a bit of a break from this, because I am going to be focused on this, but sometimes the colours in here, you just want something a little bit different. So this will be where this will come in, and yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to using these two here. I'm excited to try this formula as well, because my Natasha Denona palette that I have, which is a Sunrise palette, which is the first one I ever got from Natasha Denona, quality of it for me just wasn't great. Some shadows were really nice, some shadows were to me a dud, so I'm looking forward to trying this and seeing what I think. That is my update for my Pan That palette. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and it means the world to me if you could subscribe if you don't already. And until my next video, thank you for coming by. See you later.